Throughout the years, I've done comparisons between the Pokemon trading card game online and Pokemon TCG Live to show just how much worse the so-called successor is. But nearly 4 years after Live is launched, I don't think that's fair anymore. I mean, it's been 4 years. Obviously, Live has surpassed PTCGO, right? So instead, I'll show you how much Expanded has evolved in Live in those 1400 days. On day 1 of Live, Expanded didn't have black and white cards, X and Y cards, friend battles, or access to any sort of gym leader challenge format because of all those lacking features. But 4 years later, it's still missing literally all of those things. Sure, we got trainer trials, which sometimes gives us access to Live's Fate GLC format, but that's it. Looking back at the original announcement for Live over 4 years ago, they said the full expanded format would come in a future game update. By the time that actually happens, like 3 full Pokemon generations will have gone by. The most recent update we received about Expanded was tucked inside the announcement of GLC coming back as a 5-week format. They briefly mention it's still being worked on, but that it's a complex journey. Those last 2 words activate my rant gland. Direwolf Digital, who developed PTCGO, gave you a literal map, created all the trails, and even bought you Vaseline to keep those feet nice and moist. You can't call something a complex journey when somebody already did it. There's a reason why you know the names of the first people on the moon and not the second. After 4 years, there's no excuses. You promised it and you haven't delivered. But enough about all that. If you're playing Expanded, there's some cards you need to be aware of. On the Pokemon side, Dedenne-GX, Tapu Lele GX, and Crobat V are all heavily played. Dedenne discards your hand and draws 6, Tapu Lele gets a supporter, and Crobat draws you up to 6. Turn 1s in Expanded can take a long time and be super powerful because there's so much raw draw. Additionally, you have to be aware of GX attacks and V-Star powers. Since Expanded includes everything from Sun and Moon forward, you can put something like Arceus, Dialga, Palkia, and Zacian V in the same deck, use Altered Creation to take an extra prize with a knockout, and attach a Forest Sealstone to Zacian V to use its V-Star power. And on the trainer side, Quick Ball is basically an auto included in most decks. While you do discard a card, it's better than Nest Ball because the basic you select goes into your hand. This allows you to use Dedenne's or Crobat's or Tapu Lele's abilities since they only activate when played from hand. Additionally, Guzma takes the place of Boss's orders. Guzma is both a switch and a gust, meaning trapping someone in the active is less prevalent. Oh, and don't be shocked if you see a lot of Paths of the Peak and your nose gets accosted by the chaotic smell. Unfortunately, another thing you'll notice when playing Expanded is that players don't know how to read. One of the main reasons I stopped playing this format is because people would take their standard decks and play them in Expanded, not adding any older cards. Because it's only casual and there's somehow no ranked version after 4 years, there's no skill-based matchmaking. So you could face someone who just started today, fingered their screen incorrectly, and ended up in Expanded with a free deck against your ADPization deck that takes all its prizes in 3 turns. Whatever ends up happening, here's some great games from yours truly showcasing what Expanded is actually like in 2026. And if enough people like this video, maybe I'll revisit it again later this month or later this year. Should that be something that tickles your feet, leave a list in the comments you want me to try. Because there's literally hundreds of viable decks in Expanded, and I was only able to cover a footful this time around. I do have to be very aware that they might just rip their pants wide open. The Rescue Stretcher is unfortunate. I'm not really sure what to do with oh, crap. Yeah, I probably should have put the Trekking Shoes, or I should have put the Rescue Stretcher into my hand, but old heads. Those of us who've been in this game for a very, very long time, you will recall that it used to be much, much different for Trekking Shoes. That's bad. It used to be a lot different for Trekking Shoes back in the day, but they changed it, and my brain hasn't really figured it out yet. All right, well, we don't want that. Yeah, we're just going to face Chocobo Topian the entire stream. All right, so here's where things get interesting. I can take the Dedenne and lose all of my Rescue Stretchers because PTCGL decided to give me all my Rescue Stretchers. Which isn't the worst thing in the world. I think we kind of have to because I don't really have a hand. What I know for certain is that you use PokéStop first because if any Pokemon get milled, I want to be able to put them back in with Rescue Stretcher. Okay, this is kind of crazy. Let's go boom, boom, boom. So I think actually we saved Dedenne for next turn then, right? We get that. Let's play with our balls and then get Carmine. So I don't think we need Telescopic Sight because that only affects Vs and GXs. So let's go. Oh god, I need the freaking No, we have to use crap, we have to use the Dedenne. I was gonna say, oh no, we don't have to use Dedenne. No, we have to use Dedenne in this situation. Because I can't take the risk that we just lose. Okay, so yeah, we'll go Escape Rope. We'll shut off their items. I have to use Dedenne. And then we just have to be able to get a Voltorb. That's it. If we get a Voltorb, we're fine. Okay, we got the balls. We can play with our balls. That's always good. But this is a little Ooh, we got Squawkabilly? But I think I have to get... No, I can't get the Squawkabilly because we can't leave the spot open. That's the problem here, is we can't leave the spot open. So I have to get rid of these and these. We might end up being screwed here. There's a very real chance that we just get screwed over here and we can't win. Because the whole point of this deck is that you're supposed to not get rid of... Like, you're supposed to just mill everything, which is fine. But the problem is that I lost all 3 of my rescue stretchers. And then we just... Well, I can do 660. I can do 660. But I don't think I can do it with this hand. That's the problem. All right, so we'll send up the Pikachu into the active. If I get a perfect... Oh my god, I was going to say, if we get the perfect top deck, I can win. Okay, we can potentially do this. We can absolutely potentially do this. Okay, so... yeah, we'll just go for Clay. No, I need to get the Pokemon first, because I need to get the Electrode out of the deck. The Electrode has to come out of the deck, or else we don't even have a slight chance of winning. But, oh no, I should have got rid of the energy. I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. I'm sorry. Never mind. We're fine. Never mind. It's all good. I worried for nothing. Okay, so our deck is empty. That's part of the strategy here. Don't worry about it. Your deck is supposed to be empty if you did everything right. Okay, so I want to go... Extra energy bomb. Okay, it's going to come down to it's going to be very close. It's going to be very close if we're going to do it. I'm not going to do the math, but it's possible. Okay? Kind of crazy. Turn 2 and my deck is empty. So we attach the counter energy. Wait, did we prize a counter energy? Oh, no, we didn't. Okay. The suspense. Yeah, see, this is why you don't do math. Doing math is for nerds. All right, here we go. I need, I think, 22 energy. So I need 22 energy in order to take the knockout. So that's 12. That's a knockout. That's it. I just win. I just won the game. I'm pretty sure I just won the game. So you just get rid of everything. I have to go 11 on the active and 11 on the bench. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then the rest on this guy. And back in my day, we didn't have click to place. We did not have click to place back in the day. You had to manually take every single damage counter when you did that. You had to take literally every single damage counter single-footedly and do it one by one, and the timer would crap out on you. So I have a full video on the channel about this deck. I'll put the deck list in the description. This deck is insane. It's my favorite expanded deck. It's not fully 2026 yet, but I mean, you just saw me. They had 2 Mega Lopunny, and I just knocked them out, and I emptied my deck, and that's how amazing I am. But we're going to be drawing like 11 cards next turn. There's no way we don't get what we need, because I can outpace them, right? I can outpace them with my Teal Mask Ogerpons, right? They knock out the Shaman, and I can outpace them. I just have to knock out Volcarona every single turn and we'll be fine. I can snipe the Dedenne. We're fine. We got this. Maybe we don't got this. And I like how my opponent, put their cards inside out. PTCGO is such a well-made game, isn't it? Such a well-made game. God, so well-made. I love this game. You know, 2026, game's 4 years old. I knew they were going to get the stupid Prime Catcher because, of course, they did. Oh, look at that. They got 3 cards I can't even see. Oh, boy. And Crumbreon, but it doesn't even move. Like a Magic Arena, you can click the water and there's a splash effect. How good of a game is PTCGL? Hey, the card's actually loaded. I was gonna say, I was gonna show you because the cards didn't load a second ago. But you know, you give the game enough time, eventually the cards load in. Because that's PTCGL, and then we'll get nothing off of this Lilies. Because the game loves me. Oh my god, we actually got nothing off of this Lilies. Alright, well, we have maybe something happening next turn. That's cool, right? We might have something next turn. Yeah, let's just do, Flower Power, I guess. Oh, we can't even use Flower Power. Because I wasn't able to get a turn 2 anything. I forgot about that. We don't have a turn 2 anything in this deck because this deck is absolute garbage. And I hate this deck. And there we go. See, there's a card that doesn't show up. Now there's a card that knows how to marry its cousin. So isn't this game great, everybody? Don't you wish that this game would just stick around for decades? Because it's just so well made. I can't even tell what the cards are. Their whole hand. The reason this is happening is because I think Gardas is playing too quickly and the game is breaking. But, like, this is PTCGL in 2026, 4 years after it came out. Is you can't even tell what your opponent's doing. All the energy must be, like, super duper old. Alright, I believe in you. I believe in you so much, Venusaur deck. You've never let me down before. You're not about to now. Okay, well, I guess I have to go get the Ogerpon. So let's go Max Rod. We'll get all these guys. And then we go Gardenia. Awesome. We currently don't have anything playable, though. But this is totally fine. We'll be fine. We're going to get a playable card. We got a playable card, everybody. Time to freak out. So if I just attach to the active, we do have it like that, and I have to. So again, because PTCGL hates me and this deck is the worst deck ever made, I have to do this. But the fact that they have a zebra is really bad. The fact that we prized our lucky egg, the card I specifically put in the deck so PTCGL couldn't screw us over. Of course, that was prized. Man, you know, as cool as the combo is, okay, the stream will not end until I get the combo, okay? The stream will not end until I get the combo. Wait, Gardas, are you throwing to try to get in the YouTube video? Or did you just, oh, they didn't have it like that. Okay. So then I have to get my Genesect, I think, right? But I don't have enough space. Because I would need another Venusaur to move the energy to the Genesect. So we just kind of lose. I mean, I guess I can Jungle Totem. We're not in Kansas anymore, Jungle Toto. All right, so let's do that, and I guess... No, we can't put the Mega Venusaur down. That'd be stupid. All right, totally playable cards. Love that. All right, so we have nothing. We have nothing on top of more nothing. Great. So I guess we try to not lose. There's an INO, but we are going to lose because somehow this deck does not work at all. Yeah, well, I guess we're just going to teal dance and see what happens. We should not have teal danced. And sonned what happened. Alright, well, I'm gonna put them to sleep and see what happens now. Yeah, what do you think about this? What do you think about this, Gardas? Yeah, you're gonna get put to sleep. You don't have another Zebstrika, I bet. I bet you're totally out of Zebstrika and you can't find another one. And you didn't wake up. So the thing about Expanded is that your games should be over in about 3 turns. Let's be real. Games should be over in about 3 turns in Expanded. I still haven't gotten the combo of Meganium Venusaur. Do you understand how atrocious that is? I have 4 Netball. I have 4 Bug Catching Set. 4 Lilies. We got 3 Forest of Vitality. I put a Lucky Egg in here just to try to, you know, coax the game into giving me something that I need. So I don't think there's any chance we can win now simply because they have the double zebra. Oh, and they have the Ninetales as well, which is really bad. Oh, this game is great. This game is great. Okay, so I guess I just have to go up with like a Mega Venusaur and hope for the best. That's not a Mega Venusaur, by the way. For those of you wondering, that's not actually a Mega Venusaur. That's its evil twin. Jungle Totem Venusaur. Okay, there we go. We got a Mega Venusaur, and we have to hope they just don't got it like that. And of course, the Meganium shows up right when we don't need it. So this is the glitch. You might be wondering, how can you attack with only 1 energy? That's PTCGO for you, baby. Imagine the Curb Your Enthusiasm music in your head right now as you read that. Oh, we also prized the Genesect, which is the card we needed to win. Because that's what happens when I play this. So, Meganium and Venusaur, they both have the same ability, which doubles your energy. They should not stack. But guess what happens when you play Pokemon TCG Live? They stack. Because the developer can't read. That unfortunately was not in the job description. When they went to hire people for the game is, can you read? And they decided that was not a qualification that was necessary. I know I'm being mean, but like, come on, it's been 4 years. We don't even have full Expanded, and you can't even get the handful of cards that are in Expanded correct. I mean, if you have a Volcarona and an Energy, I think you're winning, Gardas. So I'm pretty certain we would have won this game if we weren't facing Volcarona, which is like the best card ever made. You know, Volcarona is better than Mega Venusaur. Everyone agrees, everyone knows that Volcarona is just the GOAT in Expanded, even though it might be a little underpowered these days. But it's really good. Gardas is wearing the Fairy shirt. How long has it been since Fairy's been out of the game? But yeah, don't play Venusaur, even though there's the glitch. It's PTCGO. PTCGO never gives you what you want. Honestly, with this hand, I think it's Ino. Because we could Lilies for 8 and get the exact same hand back, plus like 2 more useless cards. So at least this way, PTCGO really screws me over, and that's even cooler. Because at least this way, PTCGO really screws me over. Okay. Well, you know, based on the information we had available, I believe Ino was the correct call in that situation. Because remember, Lilies is a shuffle, draw 8. Ino is a put your hand on the bottom of your deck and draw 6. Or, you know, on the first turn. So I think because the rest of my hand was so bad, the Ino made more sense because that meant, oh, there's a better chance we get playable cards. That's not what happened. But I basically just win this matchup. Like, they can put 100 energy on the Reshiram GX. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess I just Ino again. The thing is, do I put the Tapu... No, we can't put the Tapu Lele on the top because I don't want to get it. I want to get good cards that I can play. Oh my god. Okay, so what card don't I want? The card that I don't want, I guess, is the Slow King? Because, yeah, we can use Rosa. I don't know your last name, Rosa. That didn't really help. All right, so play with our, play with Artisan, then we'll play with our balls. We'll go get Slowpoke. And, of course, we prized the Slowpoke. Yeah, those prizes don't suck. We just didn't get anything good. All right, well, hopefully we can masterfully bait them into knocking out the Reshiram. And they're like, oh, my God. They're playing Slowking, and there's a Reshiram that does 270 damage. How can we possibly win? And I'm just playing a Charizard deck. Oh, man, I'm so screwed. And, I mean, they kind of are. Like, as long as I had even a remotely playable hand, we were going to win. And PTCGO tried 2 turns in a row to screw us over. But, you know, you can screw me over. Oh, they're playing. What are they doing? Is this like a modified starter deck with like they got a Reshiram? Oh, and people who haven't been playing for a long time don't know this, but full arts used to look terrible. Dragon full arts, there was a poop smear on the back. It was poop green. But yeah, this is what full arts used to look like. You know, we didn't have those character secret illustration rares that you kids these days have. We just got a terrible red background, and that was it. And we weren't happy. All right, so yeah, just this is, you know, I'm trying to show you the expanded experience in Pokemon TCG Live in 2026, and this is what it is. There is no ranked mode, so there's no way to guarantee that you play against people who actually, you know, are competitive. So you could be facing against someone. I played against someone who played a starter deck from 2 years ago. You won't see that game because obviously they're playing a starter deck from 2 years ago. You know, I faced the Giratina. I don't think that's going to make it in the video just because it was, you know, Giratina Lost Zone, and those games take forever and are kind of boring. Okay, so we go Air Balloon, Fartazon, and I think I just want to Natu. All right, so the way that we win is I can just, if I get Kyurem or Kyogre or not Guzzlord, Guzzlord won't do it. Guzzlord's funny, though. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, because it was between turns. So I was like, why can't I use Rosa? Because it was between turns. All right, so let's go Lilies, see if we can get something. Yeah, that'll do it. We just need to get, you know, Slowking, which would be really cool if we could get one of those right about now. So let's go. I have to go Primate Wisdom. We got a Primate Wisdom, the Kyogre on top. Crap. And then we have to Quick Ball the Night Stretcher. Go get the, sure, the Kyurem, I guess. And then this will be a Slowking. It's the opposite of a Slowking. All right, then let's go. I think I just have to double attach to the Slowpoke and then retreat into the... Yeah, and then just retreat into the Natu and be like, yep, go for it, bro. Because ironically, the Reshiram only doing 110 is actually working against me. The 110 and then the burn between turns is working against me. But yeah, this should technically be a Fezandipity. You know, you can actually play both. You can play Oricorio GX and Fezandipity. Oh no, I'm going to win. I'm not worried about whether or not I'm going to win. I'm going to win because I'm just that cool. It's just, as long as they don't gust anybody. And there we go, Scorching Column. So as long as they don't gust anybody, we're totally fine. We can use Oricorio. We have all of the things. I need to go Artisan for Dude. So we gotta go Artisan for a Natu. Okay, we don't need that. So Artisan for Natu, and then... Yep, great. Lilies first. And then we're gonna Oricorio for 3 more. Never mind. I mean, we are, but we don't have to worry about it. So we have Guzzlord and nobody else. We can play with our balls, though, so it's always good to play with your balls. Let that be a lesson, you kids out there. Playing with your balls is always a good idea. So we go quick ball. Who do I want to use here? Kyogre's to everybody. 80 damage to everybody, or I can do 110 to 3. I think we do 110 to 3, and we just knock out everyone on their bench. Yeah, so let's go Primate Wisdom, the Kyurem on top. Oh my god. Thank you for the Jet Energy. And actually, watch how amazingly smart I am here. So we get rid of the Kyurem, we use Bifrost, get rid of the Reshiram and those two, because we got the Guzzlord, baby. No one expects the Guzzlord. They're probably like, hey, why didn't you knock out my Growlithe? Because I got Guzzlord, baby. We got this guy. We got Red Banquet. If I take a knockout through damage, I take one more prize card. You know, it's a Briar, but it only does 120, but it's like, it's an Iron Thorns. I guess Iron Thorns would make more sense because it's basically just Iron Thorns. Or Iron Hands, God. It's basically just Iron Hands' attack on a Guzzlord. So you can add Iron Hands to your Slowking deck, and that's kind of insane. Though I guess, unfortunately, I just kind of win the game, right? I guess it's kind of unfortunate, but I just kind of win the game this turn. Right? Because if I just go Kyurem and knock them out. But no, we're gonna do the fun thing. We're gonna do fun things for fun people. That's what we do here. Never mind, we got a Slowking. But I'm still gonna try to go for Kyogre if I can get it, because I can go Rosa. Can't use Rosa. Suck my butt. Can't use Rosa. But we can go for Kyurem unless... Okay, we're going to put Ditto down. We're going to put Air Balloon into play. I'm going for it. I want to take the knockout with the Kyogre. I don't want to use the Kyurem. I want to use an expanded card in this game. Hey, we got it. There we go. See, I knew we'd get there. I knew we would do it. I'm just that smart. I'm just that good at this game. I knew we were going to get the Kyogre. Who cares that it took more time? But we got there. So there's a lot of good cards. I highly recommend playing Slowking Expanded. You know, obviously there's some decks that can win. Apparently Reshiram GX is really good against this deck, because it doesn't activate Fezandipity or Oricorio. But you can use the amazing rares, and those spread damage. Those there's the Yveltal that just takes a one-hit KO on everything, so it's Roaring Moon EX without the blowback. And then there's the Reshiram that does 270, which is also insane. So I highly recommend Slowking Expanded. Okay, well, I think this has to go in the YouTube video, right? If it's double ADP start, this has to go in the YouTube video. The question is, do I use the Lumineon to go get Carmine? I think so. Like, yes, I'm losing a Metal Saucer and an Energy Switch, but I have to be able to play the game. Right? It's unfortunate, but you do have to be able to play the game. I know, playing the game is boring. But you gotta do it sometimes. And we got the Zacian, that's great. So... yeah, I guess it's just Zacian and nothing. Because it's not who gets off the first Altered Creation. You probably think, oh, it's whoever gets off the first Altered Creation that wins in the mirror matchup of ADP versus ADP. But I said this like 3 years ago or 4 years ago when this was still in Standard. It was like 5 years ago? It was a long time ago. It's not who gets off the first Altered Creation, it's whoever takes the first meaningful knockout. So, you know, they might alter Creation this turn, which is fine. You know, I don't mind if they alter Creation, go for it. Make my day. Uh-oh. They got Choice Belt. Ruh-roh. Interesting that they didn't use Dedenne. They must have another one then, right? But I'm playing an unoptimized version of this deck. I will freely admit that. It's unoptimized. I wanted to test out Crispin. I tested out Crispin. PTCGO gave me terrible hands as expected. So while I think Crispin is good, you kind of have to put like 4 Crispin in the deck, or like 4 Quick Ball, 4 Ultra Ball, 2 Lumineon, or you can put in like Cherish Ball for Tapu Lele. Like you have to get Crispin turn 1, and I just never was getting that. So I went back to the old, you know, Metal Saucer Energy Switch build. But Crispin absolutely activates Altered Creation, and then just, hey, for the rest of this game, 30 more damage, and you take an extra prize card. Isn't that cool? So yeah, Crispin just makes Altered Creation like a guarantee, but if you don't get anything after that, then you kind of lose. And that's what PTCGL did. It's like, hey, I got Crispin, but then I had no Crobat, I had no Squawkabilly, I had no Quick Balls, nothing. I had no balls to play with, and that's always a sad sight. What the hell? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, that's less than ideal. They just need to get Energy Switch and they have Altered Creation. Okay, so we're about to find out. They had to leverage the 2 Guzma and a Prime Catcher in order to win. I have Secret Box. It should absolutely be Prime Catcher. I don't know why it's Secret Box. I was just like, hey, let's play Secret Box. All right, so that goes there. We still have our V-Star power. They've blown their entire load, which is really bad for them. We don't have everything we need, which is bad for us. And then, yeah, I guess we put that in there. We'll go for those. And I guess I could Guzma the Zacian, which might not be the dumbest thing in the world. All right, so let's try. Let's Guzma the Zacian, because I know how to play this matchup. I'm a real fart smeller. We know that. And we go Altered Creation. So we're both doing 30 more damage. We both take an extra prize card. Now we just have to hope that this was not a bad idea. Because, again, they're down 2 Guzma and a Prime Catcher, which is how that deck kind of wins, is with Guzma and Prime Catcher. The accompanying flute is kind of funny. You know, this card never works for me. If you've ever watched one of my streams, this card never works. Then, of course, I face it in Expanded, and the deck that I mulligan with 1,000,000 times, and they hit 2. Yeah, like Blood Moon Ursaluna is good in this deck. I put in Mega Kangaskhan just for extra card draw, because we've been struggling to draw cards. But Blood Moon Ursaluna is insane, because you can power it up with Ultimate Ray, which is 180 right now, and you accelerate 3, which is great. All right, so there's another Forest Healstone. Do that. Okay, so I want to knock out the, I guess just the Crobat. Actually, if I go, hang on a second here. Do we have it? If I go Forest Seal, okay, we go Ultra Ball away that. Probably should have checked to see if we have the Latios. We do. Okay, so we have Latios. And then I just knock out their Zacian, and then I think that's GG. Right? Math? Is that how math works? Please tell me that's how math works. We just need an energy switch. Okay, there's a busted sword. All right, you know what? I'm going to use your stadium against you. I'm going to get an energy switch off of this. Oh, crap. Okay, well, actually, we got a Metal Saucer, which is actually better. We got a Metal Saucer, which is actually better. All right, then we go Retreat. And then Brave Blade for 290. And then take 3 prizes. So I can knock out their ADP with a Zacian. And I still have my V-Star power. And then we prized an energy switch. So I don't think they can win, because I can just Forest Sealstone for a Guzma. And we have Mew EX. So I just need an energy and a Guzma next turn. And we win the game. So this is the ADP mirror match in 2026. You know, I have Mega Kangaskhan, they have Blood Moon Ursaluna. It doesn't really matter. The crux of the deck is still ADP Zacian. If you go back several years, this is what was just wreaking havoc on PTCGO. This card single-footedly destroyed spread decks. Back on PTCGO, my favorite deck was Spread, because, you know, I enjoy Spread and damage counters like their cheeks. But when the game ends in 4 turns and they have 280 hit points, there's nothing you can do. So there you go. You can find the list for a lot of the good decks in the description. You know, I adapted a few Japanese lists, but you have to remember that Japan is actual expanded, so it has black and white and X and Y. So Regidrago is, it's not even the best deck, it's the best deck, and then there's like 10 spots, and then there's the second best deck, because double Dragon Energy makes it absolutely insane and like impossible to beat. You know, the most recent Japanese expanded tournament with Regidrago V-Star was like 9 of the top 10 slots for Regidrago V-Star. So that you won't find that there. But if this video does well enough and people want to see more expanded, I will play the top decks. Until then, try to actually play an expanded deck in expanded. Don't play a starter deck. Try to have fun whacking off with friends. It's what good people do in 2026. That's the new meme for 2026, whacking off with friends.